All right, so it's been about a week since I got a hold of Assurion. So this is an update on the laptop. So again, review real quick. I don't know what's wrong with this computer. It won't work. This is just something I drew. Anyway, it's in a Lenovo IdeaPad. It just won't work. I don't understand why. Maybe it just needs a reset button or something. Anyway, so it had a little problem, and it started smoking while I was using it. And I don't mean it pulled out a cigarette or some weed. I mean it actually started smoking. And so I was watching Criminal Lawyer Reacts, the dude who jumped over the thing and he attacked a judge. So I was watching that, and smoke started coming up. I thought the guy started a fire in the courtroom. Anyway, whatever. I started to notice I was smelling smoke, and I thought, wow, that's such a surreal experience, man. I can smell the smoke. It's so obvious. And then all of a sudden the smoke started really like coming out the back and the bottom on a wooden desk on top of paper. But maybe it just needs a reset. I don't know, it doesn't look too bad. What do you think, huh? So anyway, I call Staples and tell them what happened, describe it. And they say, yeah, the battery caught on fire, whatever. So call Assurion. So I bought it 2.5 years ago, and I had extended the insurance, and I had them put all new programs on there. So on September 10th of this year, 2023, last year, I spent about $800 getting this thing all fixed up, because it was a little over 2.5 years old, I think. Anyway, the weird thing was when this smoky thing started, this was in there still, and the plastic was just over the top, literally just coming up like a growing thing. I don't know how to describe it. I have another video about it, but I had to reach in with a pair of pliers and just yank it all out, and rip these metal prongs or whatever was attached to the battery, because it wouldn't stop smoking after almost like 3 minutes or 4 minutes. So I believe what I've been told is that these things will continue to smoke and burn, so you have to disconnect the battery. All this plastic is very toxic, of course, extremely dangerous. So I don't know, I think Assurion can fix it. Anyway, whatever they said, Assurion, I sent them videos, I sent them pictures, I sent them documentation, I sent them barcodes, I sent them receipts, I sent them every single thing imaginable, and they said they believe this is an act of God and it's not covered. So anyway, it's been almost a week, and I have not heard back from Assurion, who said that they would get back to me in between 1 and 3 days. So even taking in the 1 and 3 days, that's not Saturday or Sunday or a holiday. That's been way more than 3 days, and of course they have not called me back at all. But I said, unless God was living in my computer and committed suicide or got into a war with the devil, I don't know, something happened, and then God created all this smoke somehow, and just coincidentally he was in or around or attached to the battery, or his energy field caused this fire. It's not an act of God. Obviously. Oh my God. So Assurion, hey, all I can say is keep your receipts, keep all your documentation. They demanded hard copies, even though I had the barcodes, I had all the documentation. Staples, by the way, was fantastic. I had no problems with Staples at all. Tech department, store managers, customer service. I am having a lot of problems with something at Staples with regards to the online thing, shipping me stuff timely, but that's a whole different issue. Otherwise, at Staples is just fine. And they were very helpful, but Assurion is, well, so far, not helpful. And I paid almost $400 for 2 years of full coverage that I believed would cover this thing, even if I don't know, rode over it with a car, or my dog chewed it up or something. So I believed I was getting whatever coverage was necessary to protect it in the event that anything happened to it. However, here's the good news. The good news is, no matter what, had this computer caught on fire while I was out walking the dog, or asleep at night, or who knows what, the smoke that came out of there was a multicolored smoke, and it was intense, a lot of smoke. And didn't really burn my nose that bad. I've been inside buildings that are on fire, and I've been around smoke a bunch. So it wasn't like I was choking smoke, but it was clearly like very toxic. So I put it outside, let it burn, got the battery out. Eventually it stopped after that. And then I just sort of panicked for a while, thinking, what the fuck? If that had caught on fire on my wooden desk, not plastic, this is plastic, a real wood desk, on paper, I had it on paper because I was concerned about static electricity. When I brought it in, they popped this back off, and there was a fan and stuff in here, and the fan had dog hair and dust, and they said that could crash the whole thing and kill your entire hard drive, everything, whatever. I don't understand computers, but then you lose everything, and you don't want to do that just from static electricity, like when you rub something and then you touch something and get a shock. So if your computer builds up static electricity and something connects it and the static electricity discharges, it can kill your whole computer, everything on it, done. And you might not be able to retrieve the data. So that's why I had them clean it, literally, like virally or whatever they do. And it ended up costing like 800 bucks. Whatever, it's cool. I use it every day. It's awesome to have one. I haven't had one for over a week though, because of an act of God.